Hey guys, it's me again. So I just finished talking about Sleepaway Camp 2. Now I shall be talking about Sleepaway Camp 3, which was released in 1989. And like I said in the first video, these were actually filmed in 1987. 88 was the release year of number two. 89 release of this one right here, number three. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. And I know I already showed the DVD cover in number two, but in case you guys haven't seen that one, here is the Sleepaway Camp 3 cover for the DVD, the DVD release. And this, like I said, this is the original cover art for the movie. Fun little one there. So yeah, number three. I enjoy this one. I do. Not as much as number two. I do feel like it's, at least with me. I don't know what other people think. Like I know some people do prefer number three over number two. Like I said, I mean I enjoy it, but I just feel like you could tell. At least with me, I can definitely tell. And this, I felt this even before I knew that number two and three were filmed back to back. But I definitely do feel like number three felt a little rushed. You know, I felt like it was just kind of like, oh, we gotta make a third one or whatever. So, but it's still, like I said, it's still a very enjoyable film. I still, I pop it in once in a while. I don't watch it, I'll be honest, I don't watch it as much as like number one or number two. But it's still good, and I still almost kind of, I feel almost like I prefer this number three over Return to Sleepaway Camp. Just my little opinion, but it's not bad. In this one, instead of it being like a traditional like camp, like how number two, number three are, or even Return to Sleepaway Camp, which I know I shouldn't really factor in the Return to Sleepaway Camp one, but since we have like the franchise now, number three, like I give them credit because they did change it up just a little bit. Like it's still in a camp environment. The difference with this though is it takes like a group of kids, like was it like I think like about around 12 kids or something, 12 to 14 kids, half of which are like kids who are like from like good upbringing and like kind of more privileged kids, and then the other half are definitely more of like the troubled youth, wrong side of the tracks, a little more underprivileged and everything, and kind of like these two like this couple, this like married couple who have this like they're trying to make like a quick buck or something, are like, oh, we're gonna show that we're trying to like bring people together and like you know introduce people of different backgrounds to each other and see like, hey, we're all the same. Well, until little Angela Baker, who escaped the events from part two and kills one of the girls at the beginning before she can even get to camp. Like she's getting ready to go to camp, and like she runs this girl over, like this one of the like underprivileged girls. She runs her, like plows her over with like a garbage truck or something. Which, by the way, that garbage truck has a license plate that reads 1428. So nice little reference to Nightmare on Elm Street with that. But yeah, so she kind of just takes on the disguise of one of these girls that like she looks similar to and stuff. And she kind of goes on to kill these kids again. And the two uh sorry, I have like a hair in my eye right now. But she goes out, kills like all these kids and everything, all these privileged kids, and like kids who are supposed to be good, who actually really aren't. They're not so perfect themselves. And then obviously like the underprivileged kids. Um, but yeah, You know, and it's another good one too. It's got some really good lines and everything, and like everyone's like so dumb in these. Like all the victims are just so dumb. It's like, yeah, you deserve to die. Um, but yeah, like it's I don't know. It's good. Like I said, it's not like my favorite of the series, but it's still for me. It's still enjoyable enough where like I do pop it in once in a while. I'm like, I gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Gotta have a good laugh. Um, and actually, the little like uh continuation of the title, the Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, that actually is from the director's, one of the director's favorite songs, The Who's Baba O'Reilly, which I think is pretty cool, you know, because every time I looked at this, I would always kind of like think of that song, and then I found out like, oh, it's because he was a fan of that song and wanted to use that as part of the title. So I think that's cool. Plus the fact that like tying the rock and roll aspect again um, with Pamela Springsteen, her brother being Bruce Springsteen, like tying in the rock and roll elements. Um, but yeah, like like I said, this one I feel like was a little rushed. You could definitely tell because of the fact that this was filmed back to back with the second one. In this one too, the Blu-ray edition, kind of like the same thing where it's got like the like a little like 30-minute documentary on it and everything, and I always like that too when like they can release the sequels and upgrade them on to Blu-ray and actually include like special features because I've said it before, like for me, especially with like franchises, yeah, some of them might have like sequel after sequel after sequel, but it's still really cool to like hear from the cast and hear how a certain sequel might have come to fruition and stuff. Always good to check out. And plus too, I mean, guys know me. If it's worth it, if it's a pretty decent upgrade, I don't mind purchasing it. I don't mind the upgrade. And quite frankly, I think I may have kind of mentioned this in the last one. But yeah, like I think I'm gonna probably hang on to the DVD ones just because I mean original covers and everything, and I always like that. Always enjoy that. Um, but yeah, the second one, it's a good one. Check it out. Like I said, I know in the last video I said that like when I initially saw parts 2 and 3, I was not a fan of them. So don't be surprised you know if you might not like them quite as much as like the first one. But like I said, I just when I first saw them, hated them, and I think I just needed to kind of like digest the movies a little bit. Ended up watching them again a few months later, and I was like, not that bad, not that bad. Um, but yeah, and these are actually pretty quick movies. They're like on the shorter end. I know like the other one is like just under an hour and a half, and I believe number 3 is pretty close to about the same amount of time. But yeah, check it out. Check it out. Like I said, still got like the good humor and everything in it. But yeah, check it out. But yeah, so that's my little spiel. Got a couple of things for you guys to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed my little discussion about Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. And then I will hopefully see you guys again in the next couple of days. We will see. So you guys keep it real, alright?